Surely a one-day local festival that lasted 5 hours cannot compare to a 4-day convention in LA, right? Right?
Morning. We are here for the Elk Grove Lunar New Year Festival. I am currently working while I'm talking because your girl is behind. I'm currently packing some prizes for our stamp rally that I forgot to stamp cards for, so we're just doing word of mouth right now. We are also very close to the music, so that's going to be a lot of fun for me to fix and post. Fortunately, we've been able to figure out most of the problems that we've come across, which has been a lot. It's been a really long time since we've done an outdoor event. The last one was, I think, October for one of the Filipino festivals. So we're a little rusty with all the things that need to be done for outdoor events. Indoor events just spoil you, you know? Outdoor, you truly have to bring everything, and we forgot most of everything. But again, you just make it work. We do have the dog with us today. Evie is here. She's very sad because she's not being walked right now. So hopefully I can take her around in a little bit. We are also next to some really great neighbors. First off, Lori, always. And then we're also next to the coffee. So that's exciting. I'm gonna get myself a matcha after I make a certain number of prize bags. That's all I can think of for now. Oh, I hope today's really good because I'm just so ready to go home already. I swear, every time I try to film, a customer comes up. It's like the eating thing, except with a camera. Not complaining, just saying. Feel free to interrupt me anytime. We're off to a very healthy start, which is very refreshing after ALA. I was just talking to Lori about that. ALA was very fun, and I did make money, but she was slow as heck. And so, like, to come to an event that's a little bit more busy than that it's a nice palate cleanser for sure. This is local, taking a quick break from those long conventions, those indoor conventions, to do a local outdoor event, which doing outdoor events comes with so many more, I don't want to say problems, because they're not necessarily problems. They're just things that happen. And we forgot a lot of things. We forgot weights. We forgot, I forgot my iPad that I usually use for checkout. I forgot stamp rally cards. I don't even remember everything that I forgot. But that's just kind of like, when you do this often enough, you also get pretty good at like thinking on your feet. So I was able to come up with solutions for all those things, or my husband or my dad were, so we're set, we're good. Nice to do a local event, but right after this, I do have Anime Washington, so back to that con life. But I really do love this location and the events that we have here. They're always just so, oh my gosh, that dragon is so cute, convenient, and we always make a decent profit. Last time we sold here was for a Hawaiian festival in June of last year, and that one was okay. The one before that was a cherry blossom event in March, and that was fantastic. I did sign up for it again. So I would love if this fell somewhere in between. I'd be very satisfied with that. Truly, I need to pay my booth fees for MomoCon and FanX. So if this can cover those and then give me some pocket money for inventory or, you know, boba money or whatever, I'd be very happy. You can see my unpaid help. It's really cold today, so they've moved the chairs back in there in the sun. And they've abandoned Evie! Poor Evie! had some little kid come up to me and they're like, I keep seeing people walking around with this bag with this art on it, so I came over here to see what the hubbub's about. Literally sounded just like so funny. I just giggled at him, but I'm like, how are you supposed to explain the power of marketing to a child? So I was just like as you can tell, it's very cold. My ears are freezing off, but this event has been going very well. It's been, I want to say slow, but it's not slow. It's just like oh geez, hold on. It's been manageable. There have been moments where it's like very back to back for me. When I checked out my numbers, I've already made more in the last 2 hours than I did at any single day of ALA. A lot of people really try for like those big conventions. And I mean, not to say that they aren't worthwhile and profitable, but a lot of people will aim for those and overlook the small local events. Don't overlook those when the audience matches your audience, right? There's a lot of power in small events. Shout out to my dad. It's pretty cold today and the sun just hit, so like a blanket is nice. I feel fine, just like my face and my hands are cold. It's 2 o'clock. We've got one more hour until the event is over. I've just about hit my goal. Basically, I'm covering like the next 3 booth fees I have to pay for a convention, so I'm very satisfied with that. I think we'll make a few more sales before the event is over, but as you can see, it is getting colder and colder. I thought it would get warmer because that's normally what happens in a day, but every time you see me, I'm gonna have like one new layer on. It's so cold, but it's been a good event. I'm very happy with today. Hopefully make a few more sales until then, but I'm overall satisfied. The lion dances were cute. I do love how this organization partners with the local high schools and communities. So you always see like a bunch of really cute teenagers either dancing for the performances or even just like helping out with the event. Very cute. I turned around and guess what I see when I turn around? Oh my gosh. What a little baby! Is that nice? I wish I was you right now. That looks so warm. And that's the end. How are you feeling?
I'm cold.
It's so cold.
It's the opposite of me saying it's hot the last couple of vlogs. It is so cold.
Yeah, the universe heard you and was like, here you go, cold.
Now I just look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I know, and my bones hurt, but
Yeah.
It was a good event. I'm very happy with it. We are looking forward to coming back for Cherry Blossom Festival.
All right, see you guys later.
Bye. Reoccurring problem I have with this tiny DJI Osmo Pocket camera is that like as I'm filming, I look great in this tiny little screen, and then I go and I transfer it to my computer and I'm like, jump scare. Like Welcome to the recap and review portion of the video where we recap and review the event. In this case, we're going to talk about the Lunar New Year Festival in Elk Grove hosted by the creative space SAC. Typically in my videos, I break it down by expenses, pros, cons, and then my final conclusion. I'm going to change it up a bit. I'll still touch on things like pros and cons, but what I really want to focus on is how this event compared to my most recent event before this, which was ALA. Because truly, they should not be able to be compared at all. And yet somehow they're going to be, and you'll find out why as I keep talking. 2 weekends before, I sold at Anime Los Angeles in Long Beach, California. This was a 4-day long convention. I had to travel, so I had to fly. I needed to book a hotel. I needed to pay for Ubers. I need to pay for the table. Okay, that's ALA. 2 weeks later, I go and I sell at this event, the Lunar New Year Festival. Local event, very low effort in terms of like, you know, I don't have to fly out. I don't have to fit everything in only a certain number of suitcases. I just throw it in my car, set it up, and then 5 hours later, I get to go back home and sleep in my own bed. Really low maintenance in comparison, right? These events should be on different spectrums. They should not be comparable. And yet,
Okay, let me back up a little bit. First off, expenses. This booth only cost me $85. I get a full 10 by 10 space. It is outdoors, so she was very cold, but $85 booth for 10 by 10 space versus the ALA $550 booth for I believe a 10 by 8 space. Already, you know, the Elk Grove event is looking fantastic at that rate. Let's talk about the pros and the cons versus these events. Again, ALA was 4 days, which means more opportunity to earn money. But here's something I learned about 4-day events. 4 days just means you have the opportunity to earn more money. It does not mean you earn more money. After AWA and ALA, that is what I've learned. 4 days guarantees you absolutely nothing. If anything, I feel like 4 days just like wears out customers more and they are less likely to spend, as opposed to the Elk Grove event, only 5 hours, right? But the number of people buying in such a short amount of time, like it was ridiculous when I compare it to ALA. ALA, I would have to wait an hour or two before I get my first sale. In the 2 hours in the Lunar New Year festival, I already made more money in any single day I did at ALA. Sorry if I'm getting like fired up. I'm just like, as I'm saying this sounds ridiculous to me. Other things that I was comparing was when I looked at my average purchase. At the Lunar New Year event, people were spending on average $15 more per transaction. And this is just a general thing I've noticed. At anime conventions, my average purchase is much lower compared to festivals. So like Asian festivals, food festivals. Something else to compare was tipping culture. Now, as someone who is providing like not necessarily a service, more like a product, I never expect tipping. I make it an option because I've had people ask me before, because some people are just so generous and kind. So it's an option, but just know I never expect it. That being said, tipping does happen. And so comparing tipping to ALA versus this Lunar New Year event, again, I can't really compare it because ALA is very small compared to how many tips I got at this Lunar New Year event and how generous people were with their tips. I had someone buy from me 3 times, and every single time they bought from me, they tipped. Now, negatives about this event. It was very cold. ALA was indoors, so, you know, I'm not like freezing my butt off as opposed to this one. And like, it's not like freezing cold. Again, we're in California, right? We're fine. No one's dying of hypothermia at this kind of event. But other than that, the only other con for an event like this is that while it performs wonderful for being a 5-hour event in only a single day, there is only so much that can happen in a 5-hour event in a single day. I think the audience was maybe at the most like 2,000 people. Don't quote me on that. I'm truly pulling a number out of my butt. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. But like compared to ALA, which is maybe like 10,000 people, you know, again, the potential and the opportunity at an event like that, the roof is much higher. But just because the possibilities are high doesn't mean you're going to get close to those possibilities, you know? As opposed to like this small event, cap is a lot lower, but it's way easier to reach that cap. This event only had maybe like 50 vendors, including food. So people don't have as much shopping opportunities, which makes them a lot more likely to shop with you, especially if you really stand out. Overall, this is exactly what I want from my local events. I will say, I don't know if everyone is capable of doing that at an event like this, and here's why. This is very much my target audience as opposed to ALA. I thought conventions would really be my target audience, but as I've done this, I've noticed my audience truly leans more normie than like fandom, you know, because I draw something that like truly anyone can enjoy. This isn't a fandom, you know. You don't have to watch some TV show or read some book to understand it. You just look at it and you can appreciate it. That's why I tend to do well at festivals, food festivals, especially Asian food festivals. Those are like right up my alley. I don't know how anime would do there, although I do have friends who sold anime stuff and they're happy with the event. What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to a single day event that's only 5 hours, that I'm comparing to a 4-day event that I'm spending 8 hours at every day, if not longer. How do they compare? Truly, they shouldn't. There should be way more potential at that 4-day event. I will say I did make more at ALA. If I didn't, I would be really, really discouraged with my business. I did do more at ALA, but that gap of profit should be much larger, to be honest, with all things considered, and yet it was not. So that kind of shows you like how down ALA was this year particularly too, and how much more my audience can be found at events like this. I want to say this to encourage those of you. I know this is a hard season to get into events. The artist alley scene is becoming very saturated. Lots of people want to do this, and they should have the right to pursue it if they want to. But the more of us who try this, the harder it becomes to get into certain events. And so what a lot of people do is they get really discouraged because they're not getting into conventions. But I make videos like this to show you guys that conventions are not the only way. You just have to make sure that your audience is there at these events. Try to visit it beforehand, do as much research as possible, and keep those expenses as low as possible so that your profit margin can be a lot bigger. But don't overlook them. Overall, I'm really grateful to have been a part, and you can find me selling with them again in March for their Cherry Blossom Festival. But that is still 2 months out. My next event is actually the complete opposite. We're going back to those travel conventions, and I'm going to be traveling a little bit farther than I did for Long Beach. I'm going to Washington. Is that farther? I think it might be the same distance. California is huge. I'm going to Washington for Anime Washington. If you're in Washington, I would love to meet you. Please stop by my booth and say hi. Tell me you watch my videos and I'll give you a free sticker. Then in the month of February, you can also catch me at Friend Fest with SJ Made. Always excited to do an SJ Made event. That is all I've got today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. That really helps me out, and then you are notified when I make new videos every Friday at 9 a.m. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Hey, you want to know a secret? You want to know the real reason why I couldn't really focus in this video? It's not just because it was my first outdoor event in a while. Here's why. I'm playing Love in Deep Space. I got converted. Oh gosh, this freaking game, guys. I can't think about anything else except for this stupid game.